Hi there, it's Shell, and today we are going to just kind of finish up the week by making some more ephemera, of course, because we've been kind of playing and doing that all week. So what I'm doing, it kind of looks funny, but you'll kind of understand where I'm going with this. What I want to do is I just have, you know, just some manila folders, and I'm kind of just tearing them into like sizes for my book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't want to go much more than 5 inches, and I'll kind of explain that better. So let me kind of show you this one. What you want to do is just kind of, you can rip around the edges and stuff if you want to, or you can kind of leave it, you know, kind of plain. But I'm going to kind of, you know, just kind of figure out what works for you. This works especially, you know, when you have like some paper. There's a lot of us that used to be scrapbookers and stuff like that, and we have tons of paper that won't work for our journals. And I was thinking, you know, you could, this would be a perfect project for that, because you can turn it over and use the back, or you could just cover up the whole thing. So I think that would be really cool. So I'm just going about 7.5 inches or so. Most of my pages are, you know, I'm trying to think what size I typically use. Most of mine, I try to use the 8.5 by 8.5 by 11 folded in half. So that's about, what is that? All of a sudden my brain quit. 5.5 by 8.5 or something. Yeah, I think that's right. And so I'm just trying, you know, thinking, oh, you know, let's do them a couple of different sizes for that. And you're just kind of ripping it up. I thought this might be kind of fun as a tab, maybe hanging off, maybe with an eyelet in there. And let's just get a couple of these going. If you've been with me for a while, I actually kind of made these. These are Pinterest inspired. I always want to make sure, you know, I'm giving the right person credit for these. And these are Pinterest inspired, and then I just kind of adapted them to my, actually I think it was a junk journal who made these. So if you're responsible for making these, thank you, and let me know below. So I'm just going about 5 inches on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that way, you know, because most of my pages, let's just do 3. Actually, let me do one more, just then I'll kind of have, and it's fine if it's less than 8 inches on top, you know, just kind of do it however you want to. And I'll show you this in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just kind of using my lines underneath my mat. Sorry, my cat's over there just having fun playing. He has to play with his little toy every day. But I just kind of wanted to show you guys this. You know, you can leave it plain, like a flat edge, so you can line it up perfectly on your paper. Let's get rid of this stuff that we're not going to be using. Like that. Sorry, my mess. Big mess, big mess. You can tell I've been working. So the good thing about this is you can do a whole lot at one time. So let's just kind of, what we're doing is we're just going to collage on these corners. So really, you know, if you want to prep and just have some corners, and that's kind of what these are. They're kind of, I'm calling them collage corners. You know, I don't know what, you know, the technical name is, or whoever invented them, what they call them. But I thought that was a good name for them, because that's what I'm doing, is I'm collaging. corners. So the first thing I want to do is do some distress ink. And the ones I made before turned out so cute. I made them, I think, to go in my friend journal. So if you go back in my videos and go through the friend flip through, you would see, you know, what I made probably a week or so ago. So I am just going ahead and distressing these, just because I do like the antique and the kind of yellowy color on it. So I do use a lot of distress ink, and this was just some scrap paper that I had. And you know, I do like the torn look, but you know, sometimes it's nice to have a cleaner look also. And if you really want to line it up really nice, then it's, you know, easier as well. So let's do that. And like I said, I like these because they come together so quickly. And you know, you can just grab a manila folder or, you know, any kind of cardstock. I like to start with a heavy base because it's going to be a pocket. And I just feel like pockets need to be kind of heavy to hold up, you know, over time. So this is our base, and you know, you could just prep a bunch of these and stick them in your stash. Sorry. Okay, so what I want to do to some of these, and even maybe to these too, is I want to add some music paper. And you know, when I did this before, they said, well, why didn't you just adhere the music paper first? But I didn't want to, because I want, you know, it to be like an extra layer. I don't want it to be I don't want it to be perfect with music paper, you know. So you can do it however you want to, whatever works for you. And what I, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, like I said, by any means.
No.
In fact, I don't want this, especially this part, to be perfect. So I'm just kind of looking over here, just kind of thinking.
Lay down.
Sorry, Daddy's over there loving on the babies. He didn't have a choice. They're kind of like, love on me.
She doesn't know what personal space is. Huh?
Yeah, our Sophia doesn't know what personal space is, that's for sure. So I'm just going to just kind of, you know, I just kind of glanced over, kind of made it the way I want it. And, you know, if you don't want to do it like that, you can do patches of it. And, you know, of course you could skip this, you know, but that's kind of what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and do this one as well. And, you know, I have discovered, of course, that while I was doing these, that the more fragile paper, you know, because you're going to glue pretty much everything down, and this is perfect for like fragile music paper or fragile, you know, whatever. So, because, you know, a lot of times it's hard to use those things, you know. So let's just kind of piece this. I like that. You know, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I just want it to be, I want it to be an enhancement, just another layer is kind of what I'm going for. You know, I love the collage. I love mixed media. So I'm really going, you know, I'm enjoying this. Just kind of, let's see if we have something that can go right there. And then what I like to do, I like to go ahead and distress pretty much each layer, because I like that look. You know, you can do it however much or however little bit you want to do. So, that I really, when I put this in my book, I was just blown away. I loved it so much. I think it just added so much to my book. And I just loved how it turned out. You know, like I said, this was Pinterest inspired, and in my head I saw it one way, and then when I went back to look at it, I thought, well, it's kind of similar, but it's not. Because you know how sometimes you don't want to follow someone, you know, 100%, and so you just kind of think, oh, I'll just do it my own way. And you know, I was thinking, oh, you know, both of them turned out, I thought, really cute. I love the one on Pinterest, which is why I was inspired by it, of course. And then, you know, the one I did, I really loved how it turned out. And I think, you know, I think I'll put little spots in there and just kind of do that. And then these little pieces that we ripped off, let's just kind of put them randomly. I will put them randomly kind of on these, because there's already a good background to start with, and that's what I like. So I'm just going to do this. I do have tons of papers that I've you know, kind of used my die cutter for. I have a bunch of those. So let's just kind of see what we want here. And you know, just try not to think about it too hard, because when you think about it too hard is when you kind of, it's more stressful. But when you kind of put them together, it's just not, you know, it's just fun, and you know, it's just more enjoyable when you don't think too hard about things. And I thought this would be a perfect way to end our week, because everything we've used through the week, you know, we can use bits and pieces here and there, and I mean, we have, you know, all of our fun pieces to pop on here. So let's see what I want to do. But see, I have all my scraps are right here. So I'm just going to glue this down. Let's see. Again, I'm just using my art glitter glue and just putting a little bit. I think that this is, I always say this is like super glue for paper. It just kind of glues it down really quick, and you know, makes it dry very quickly as well. So I just want to, oops. There we go. And you know, if you wanted to, you could stop at this stage as well. You know, you don't have to decorate everything that goes into your stash. It's really nice, especially if you have a plan for it. But if you don't, you know, just do the base parts. I mean, right now I'm doing 4, and I think we've been doing it for 13 minutes. And I have 2 pieces pretty much put together. You know, I mean, almost 4. 4 pieces, so, you know, I like quick and easy pieces like that. And I love this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the song has words in it. I take my heart, love, or the one that I'm tied to, you know, just fun things like that. If there's a cool word, then you could use that, you know, as well. This one, I'm just going to just kind of collage it without putting too much thought into it. You know, these are just my little scraps. And I just want to kind of use them all so that, I mean, this is a nice way where you're not throwing anything away. Especially, you know, when you have old paper, like this music paper, and you don't want to waste it, you know. So, and then this one, the only thing I'm doing is kind of making sure the words are the right way. And, you know, I am making these, in fact, This one's upside down. I am making these for the right hand, you know, of a page. But if you wanted to, and you wanted to make it for a left-hand page, then just flip it over and, you know, make it totally opposite of whatever you want to make for whatever page, you know. It's kind of nice if you make some left-handed and some right-hand ones, because then you can just kind of go through your stash, have the base, and put it together. Okay. And, you know, you can make these smaller, you know. I am just kind of, this is kind of what I had in mind when I started this today. So now I am just going to just look over here at all the stuff I have beside me. We have some of our pockets left. So maybe I will use a couple of them. I'm going to be making more soon, but I wanted to kind of get these videos done first, and then I'll go back through when I have time to rest up and make a bunch of, you know, things. But I just want to look through my cutoffs here and just see what we have left over here. Oh, you know what I have? I have this half. That'll be fun to use. In fact, I think this would be really fun, like right here. I think I'll do that. You know, just, it's kind of like leftovers, I guess is what you could call it. You know how at the end of the week or whatever you're thinking, oh, we need to eat all the leftovers? So I guess these could be like called leftover corners. I don't know. You guys know sometimes I'm odd. Huh? Oh. I'm going to go ahead and rip this off because I don't need that much overhang in the back. So, there we go. Let's kind of... And you know, it's just, I think it'll be so fun. That's cute. I just want to make sure I get it glued well in the back. There we go. And where's my page I'm using as my paper? I'll use this. But see, that's how that would look on a page. I think that would be really cute. I love the idea of a doily right there. And that's just from looking over here and seeing, you know, a scrap. So I'm going to put this over here also because it is, my papers are a little bit darker. So I'm just going to kind of throw that on. But you just want to do whatever is pleasing to you, you know. So I'm going to do that. Where it's ripped and I didn't ink, I'll cover that up. So like right there, that will be covered up. So let's kind of clear this out so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let's see what else we have. Sorry. We have some this coffee dyed paper, have some eyelets. Oh, this is a piece of old school book paper, and this is very, very fragile. So I am going to just ink that up. And the reason I ink them is because I want them to stand out a little bit and not blend in quite so much. Really got to clean up my area so I have more room. Okay, so I'm just going to, you know, just kind of figure out where I want this. I'm just going to go like that. It's just another layer, so you're just kind of building up the back, and then you'll, you know, kind of cover most of these this stuff up, but it'll peek through some of the things that you're doing. So look at this. I think this is really cool. What if we tear out the word dream? You know, use some of the words that we want to use. And that way we have just a word ready to go when, you know, we figure out where we want to put it. You know, just kind of, let's see, just kind of play. That's what I'm doing today, is just playing with what I have sitting in the vicinity. It's kind of like cleaning off my desk, using up my odds and ends that are right in front of me. So you'll remember these, and you know what? I'm going to use these. Some of you guys who watched this video where I use these pieces have given me such cute ideas, such awesome ideas. So I am just going to do this, kind of rip it a little bit, ink it up, and see what we can do. I'm gonna bring down the color a little bit because it doesn't quite fit with what I want to do here. Just a little bit too bright, so I'm just gonna bring it down. And like somebody said, it kind of looks like old wallpaper, and it kind of does. You know how it's kind of dirty and stuff. So I'm going to put this on here. Then I'm going to use another piece. Let's use this yellow one. And just kind of tone that down a little bit. And I'm going to put this one over there as well. And like this. So I'm kind of remembering what we did back on Monday. I'm kind of recreating it in a smaller way, smaller thing. So let me grab my scissors, because I was thinking this would be a cute idea for a flag. And, you know, I just came up with this particular idea just from using the scraps over here to my left. You know, just to kind of use something here and there. And I have to figure out if I want this to hang over. Actually, let's turn it right side up and we'll hang it like this. That'll be kind of fun. You can sew on here if you want. I think that would be really cool right there. You can do, you know, a little bit of whatever you want. You can put, let's put some stamps. Kind of chaotic here, huh? So, let's grab a couple of stamps and just kind of, I do like this one. I'm kind of leaning towards the green and stuff, and I think I'm going to put a stamp there. Here's a nice little kind of brown one. I think that goes really nice there. I'm going to kind of leave these neutral, and I may not dress them all the way out. You know, just kind of have a base to work with, and that way when I come across something later I can, you know, work with that. I have some of these circles I could use. I have all kinds of stuff in my stash. I've been crafting for many, many years. And, you know, you end up building up stuff. And, you know, I've been to the point where I'm not going to use any more stuff. and then have to go buy the exact same item. I think I only did that with acrylic paints. I thought, I'll never use acrylic paints again, and I sold them all at a yard sale for like $5, and I had a lot. And the next year I was like, I need acrylic paint. So it was kind of, I try not to get rid of anything unless I'm 110% sure that I'm not going to use it, you know. But, you know, it's kind of like, oh, we're going to see. I think that's correct. I'm just dying over, or inking around the edges of my stamps. I got this big batch of stamps on Etsy. I think I got like 400, so I try to use them as often as I can. Let's go to our little thing here and see what we can do. That'll be nice. It's too white for me, and you know, it's not tea dyed or anything. So I just bring down the color with a little bit of Distress ink. I don't know why this particular corner is talking to me, but you know, it's kind of like when it works, you just kind of want to pop it down there and just have fun with it. My favorite color is green, so I use a lot of green items in my books, and I like that there. Actually, I want it to go just a little bit over my lace. Because I do like, you know, things to layer, kinda. I'm gonna do that. No, ma'am. Sophia. I know, she's over here getting in trouble, Daddy.
I don't want her.
You don't want her?
She's a pain in the butt.
I think it's too late in the day and the cats are like, Mama, pay attention to me. So I'm just kind of, you know, that's all you do with these is kind of get a bunch of goodies and just sit and put them together. But I think what I'll do before I put all my mess up, or, you know, after I put all my mess up, is kind of go through it and find some papers to make the corners, and then figure out if I want a base like of music on it, because more often than not I will put a base of music on, and just kind of get those ready in my stash. And hopefully on Monday, because I try not to post, you know, too many videos on the weekend. I try to take the weekend off for videos, but I'm thinking about doing a kind of like journal with me, and kind of just show you guys how I would, you know, use my journal, because I do sometimes do daily journaling, and it's called Fobonichi. And you take pictures and kind of write about your day every day. So I thought I would share that if you guys think you would be interested in seeing how, you know, I would use my journals. And I have a new one that I just made that I am wanting to start using. So see, you just kind of look over them. Like this one, I know I want to cover this part up, and you just kind of look, you know, this down here looks a little bare to me, so I'm just going to add something that kind of makes me happy, you know. You just kind of see that's too big, but it's cute, and you know, it's right here in front of me. Just kind of see what we have in here. I dropped a bunch of these on the floor, and some items showed up that I don't know where they came from. See, there's a little tiny piece there. I thought I dropped something. I still want to use my little guys. I think this one is almost done. It feels done. I want this here. I think I need something like a base for it, a base around it. So let me just see what I have. But really, that's all it is to this, you know, is just, see, that's too big. I think that's too much going on. So I don't want to use that, but maybe, you know, you just kind of do what you think works. I think I'll bring this down here. Put some more distress ink here. And this, and I think that will work nicely here. You know, this does dry clear, so I like to use that. And I think I'm gonna just glue this little guy down. I can decorate it more, you know, at a later time if I want to. But I really like how little odds and ends just kind of come together. And I just think it's fun. I feel like I still need something here. I saw a little tiny scrap of lace. And I'm not sure where I put it. I just had it. Here's one. That'll work. Little teeny tiny piece that, you know, it's hard to find places to put it. We'll make it work on these. Okay, I'm going to call this one complete. I can always add to it later, but it's good enough to go into my stash now. So one down, 3 more to go. Here's that little piece I was looking for. Let's go ahead and distress that. I love this one because it already looks like it has some lace on the actual paper. So I think I'm just going to pop this right here because I don't want to waste it, and it's really tiny. I know you can make snippets and things like that out of it, but I may as well use it right now. I think I'm going to put him right here. I just think that's cute. I'll bring some more of this lace in. And I may as well use, you know, especially when you have just a little tiny offcut of lace or paper, then, you know, save it and make some of these cute little collage leftover pockets. I think they're really cute. And they're so fun to make. You don't really have to think about anything. You know, we don't want to think too hard. Put this guy on here. Actually, you know what? It's real fragile. Look at that. It's kind of ripping. So I'm going to kind of wipe that off. Oops. And see if I can use that in a different way, but I'm going to go ahead and find another one that will work. This one needs some color. That's kind of fun. But yeah, some of my coffee dyed was kind of brittle, so that one kind of tore. And, you know, I kind of like things not perfectly straight. I feel like I need something here. It could just be a little piece of lace. And that's the turkey. Oh, sorry. We're still working on turkeys. We got all the turkeys done. We had bought 5 because they were like $1 a pound. Turkey breast with the bone. And we bought 5 of them. And we finally got them all fixed up. I'm making broth now. So, and what I do is I roast the bones with some onion and carrots in the oven before I make the broth in the pressure cooker. So, see how nice, I mean, it just comes together. This, let's just put dream there. This was just a little word from a title. And then let's put something there. Let's go into my scraps right here. And since I'm kind of trying to stay on that same kind of color, I think I want one of these kind of up here. And I could bring in a little bit maybe of light blue. And you know, whenever I am punching or doing my die cuts, I just put a big pile, put them in a pile, and then I use them, you know, as I need to or as I want to. So I'm just kind of taking this color down a little bit so it blends in better with my thing. I think it'll be kind of cute right here. Move this guy out of the way. But I mean, I'm almost done with this one. We've got two, made, you know, and it doesn't take that long to just put them together and, you know, just have something fun. And then I'll put this blue, kind of blends in enough with the bottom that I think that will work. There we go. And then right here at the corner, I feel like it needs just a little something. It just seems bare to me. So, you know what? I think I feel like it needs a little bit of green maybe to bring in that green. Let's use this. One like that. And I kind of do it like that, like it's a vine growing into the collage. Can I bring that in a little bit? It'll be kind of fun. Like that. And then I'll turn that off. And I think that's going to work. I still feel like I need just a hint of green. Here's Cubby. Here's our little Bubba. Bubba, go see Daddy, honey. Daddy.
Come on, Abby.
And so I just went ahead and put a little bit of green here to kind of bring it all together. Better go see what Daddy's doing, Bubba.
I got one. Hey, Cubby, look, I got a mouse. Cub. Cub.
And I want to put a little gem there. Kind of, I think I went with the off-white color. For there. I think that finishes it up. I love that one as well. So 2 down, 2 to go, and I'm not sure really what I'm going to do on these, and I may just leave them. I have some lace left, and you know, kind of add to them as I, you know, you don't have to stress about doing, you know, doing full things for your stash, but you know, it's nice just to have, you know, some things to kind of fall back on if you're kind of in a hurry, or you know, you can't think of, oh no, what am I going to do, and maybe you can, you know, think of something to do. So I just want to go ahead and add some of this lace. I think this is all I have left of it, and I may as well use it up real quick. And then I think I'm going to call this done. These two, not quite done, but I can finish, you know, decorating them on another time. But, and when I make things like this, I don't know if anyone is interested in this, but when I make, you know, like a big project, and say I'm doing 3 signatures, if it takes me a long time like this one, then I would just use one in a book. And I mean, they don't take, you know, a super long time, but they do take time. And if it's, you know, kind of like an intense project, I would probably just put one in a book. Let's put this one here. You know, there are times when I would use like 3. If I'm doing 3 signatures, I would put 3 in there. And it's totally up to you. You can do whatever you want to do. You know, I think this definitely has to go on this one. Just dark brown, and I really like this saying, so I may try not to cover that up. Put this here. But see, I mean, you just kind of play along, and you know, before you know it, these things are done, and you know, you could have friends over. They could just play, kids, you know, whatever you want to do. This one, I do want to do something real quick. Sorry, I know this video is getting pretty long, but if you've noticed, my videos are not that short. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is, since I left that on, I want to go ahead and make that use an eyelet to use that with. I gotta find my eyelet. Setters here. And throw this one in here. So I love that. You know, I'll put a charm or maybe some of those fun little things that we did on earlier in the week. I can't remember exactly what day it was. But I think that these turned out super cute. I know I keep saying that, but so cute. And, you know, I'm just using up scraps, using some of the ideas that we used, you know, earlier in the week. And I love the idea of having tons of these in my stash to just throw in a book. You know, you can make them kind of veer towards children's books if you're going to be working on children's books or whatever you want to do. And again, it's just a good way to use up some of your stash, especially papers and stuff that you're not that fond of. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this series so far. I know I will start again on Monday on this series because I still have some things in my mind that I want to put out there for you guys, and you know, maybe just try them for myself. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure and subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video. You guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.